Hello, if we've not already met, my name is Meade Coleman, and I am a broker with Caldwell Banker United in Columbia, South Carolina. I've been selling real estate for a little over 17 years, and I'm going to discuss in detail the South Carolina agency law and how it affects you. It is the law in South Carolina, and it is for your protection. At first substantive contact, I, as an agent in South Carolina, am required by law to provide you with a copy of the South Carolina Agency Disclosure Brochure and give you a meaningful explanation of the law. First substantive contact can be a little gray for some, so I try and provide it to you, the consumer, prior to entering into a property for the first time or talking about the property by phone or email, prior to discussing anything about the property other than the basic facts such as the price, square footage. I have attached to this video a link to a copy of the agency disclosure for your review. Over the next few minutes, I hope to provide you with a meaningful explanation of the law and how it affects you and your rights. If you are receiving this video by email, you'll find a copy of the disclosure attached to the email as well. The first section of the brochure discusses the differences between a broker in charge and an associated licensee. The broker in charge is the person in charge of the real estate company. The associated licensee or agent may only work through a broker in charge. When you choose to work with a real estate licensee, your business relationship is legally with the company and not with the agent. The next section discusses the differences between a customer and a client. What you need to decide at some point in the process is which is right for you. You are considered a customer of the company right now. South Carolina license law defines a customer as a buyer or seller that chooses not to establish an agency relationship with the company. By doing this, you are electing to represent yourself in the process. The law requires agents to perform basic duties when dealing with any real estate buyer or seller as customers. We must present all offers in a timely manner, account for money or other property received on your behalf, provide an explanation of the scope of services to be provided, to be fair and honest, and to provide accurate information. Finally, to disclose any adverse material facts about the property or the transaction that we are aware of. Unless or until you enter into a written agreement with the company for agency representation, you are considered a customer, and we will not act as your agent. You should not expect us to promote your best interest or keep your bargaining information confidential. I'm not allowed by law to advise, counsel, or assist you in negotiations. Unfortunately, the services provided are very limited as a customer. Bottom line, if you choose to be a customer, which is completely your right, you're on your own. Please do not tell me anything you would not want me or someone else in the process to know about. As a client, you will receive the highest level of service I have to offer. You can become a client by entering into a written agency agreement requiring the company and its agents to act as an agent on your behalf and promote your best interest. As a seller, you can become a client by signing a formal listing agreement with the company. As a buyer, you become a client by signing a formal buyer agency agreement with the company. As a client, I jokingly tell folks that I become like a good old dog. I'm obedient, loyal, provide full disclosure, confidentiality, accounting, and provide reasonable care and skill. I can advise you on things like the process and pricing. I can counsel you and look out for your best interest and help you through the negotiation process, which is critical in a large transaction such as the purchase of a home or investment property. Again, as a client, you will receive the highest level of service that I can offer. If you elect to become a client, you will find that the law provides for several forms of agency. First is single agency. This is when the company represents only the buyer or the seller in the transaction. Second, dual agency. This is when the company represents both the buyer and seller in the transaction. If we are in a dual agency situation, as a company, we are required to disclose that before we can begin contract negotiations and have both parties agree that they are okay with that in writing. As a dual agent, the company and agents cannot advocate on behalf of one client over the other and cannot disclose confidential information in regards to price, terms, or the factors motivating the other client. The next form of agency is designated agency. This is where the broker in charge remains a disclosed dual agency for both clients, but designates one agent to represent one side as a client and another agent within the company to represent the other side as a client. The associated licensees are promoting the best interests of their client. Designated agency would also be agreed to in writing prior to contract negotiations. As a real estate consumer in South Carolina, it is your choice as to the type and nature of services you receive. You can choose to remain a customer and represent yourself while the company represents the other party. You can choose to hire the company for representation through a written agreement. If represented by the company, you can decide whether to go forward under the shared services of dual agency or designated agency, or to remain in single agency. The choice of services belongs to you, the South Carolina real estate consumer. For more information or for any questions you may have concerning agency, please feel free to contact me or LLR directly. Thank you for taking the time to watch this short video. I hope it was helpful for you, and I wish you the best of luck. For more information about properties in the Columbia and Lexington area, please visit my website at MakeColumbiaHome.com, where you will find it easy to search for homes, area information, and much more.